Hello, BookTube. I'm Peg, the Book Prize Addict, and I'm here today to, well, actually several things, but to do my last Book Prize talk of the year. I'm going to do the two different Canadian Prize for Best Fiction that have been going on this fall, and that'll be it for all the prizes I'm going to follow this year. But first, I want to talk about something else I'm planning for the rest of the year. Oh, first of all, did you notice I have my seasonal look on? In fact, you might think this is a plain old ornament necklace, but no, it's a nutcracker necklace. Happy holiday season. Okay, before we get on to the Canadian Book Awards, I want to tell you what I'm going to be doing for the, actually already started, but what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year. As you all know, I've talked about it, and you probably have noticed yourself, our own Steve Donoghue has been putting out his world-famous Best Books of the Year lists on his open letter review. I'll put a link at the bottom in case by some happening you've missed it. And every day since December 1st, he's put a new list out of 10 books covering just about every subject that books can be about. And I've decided I'm going to do what we in the BookTube world call PARASITE on his lists. Now, for those of you that haven't noticed, there is an actual PARASITE tag where you take some other BookTubers' books that they've talked about, and then you talk about them yourself. We're going to use PARASITE as a verb, by the way, because it works out better. But that's what I plan to do with many as I can that are on his different lists. I've been going to the library daily to each time a list comes out to find and put on hold the ones on that day's list and reviewing them and talking about them. And I just wanted to share with them. I thought this would be a good time. Plus the fact that I don't know if you didn't watch Steve this time last year, he does kind of a disappearing act. I think it's around Christmas to New Year's, and you don't know if he's going to come back or not. Well, he did last year, but he probably will. But I kind of get into a Steve books deprivation mode, so I thought maybe if I talk about and look at his list of stuff he liked, maybe I can kind of get through till he comes back and help you with if you feel Steve deprived during those dark days. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I actually asked him if it was okay if I parasited on his best books of the year list, and he said parasite away. So therefore I'm going to, and we're going to use parasite as a verb. Okay, first of all, let me get back to the Canadian awards. There's two big book awards for fiction in Canada, and wouldn't you know, they have them both at the end of the year. I'll talk first about the Giller Prize. It's called the Scotiabank Giller, sponsored, I guess, by Scotiabank. And the winner of this year was Washington Black by S.C. Ejikon. And I must say, she's very prolific and is big in the winner's circle. Before I want to get on this one, I want to say that she won the very same prize, the Giller, in 2011 for her book Half-Blood Blues. Now, this took place in Germany, involved jazz in the pre-war days or after-war days in Germany. And it won also, as I said, the Giller. It was shortlisted for the Booker. And what else? I think it won something else. And the Governor General's. That's the other big Canadian prize that I'll be talking about in a minute. And so she had that history. This was her second book now. This Washington Black is her third book. And it's on a lot of lists. It, too, was on the Booker shortlist, I believe, and was a top 10 book of the year for both New York Times and Washington Post. It deals, most of you have probably heard about this one, it deals with a young slave on a sugar plantation in Barbados. That it opens with a terribly cruel scene, but I think that's the worst one. But he actually is very fortunate in that he becomes the servant of the master's brother and goes on some wild adventures. It has has a little bit of fantasy in it with a balloon trip and stuff. It's really a fun read and goes down very smoothly. She's a very good writer. But what I decided I would have wanted to win, you want to know that too, is a book that I knew was on the list, and then I heard my Canadian friend Laura Fry talking about it to great length, and she gave it a 5-star review. So I got a copy of this, and I have to agree with her. I think it's the best one. Songs for the Cold of Heart is written by Eric Dupont. It was written in French, and this is the translation. It deals with a French-Canadian family saga that goes over 100 years for a century and goes through the different characters. And, this has everything I shouldn't like about a book. What was I? It's written kind of as a tall tale. Some kind of things happen that are very real. And it's action-packed. I usually don't like action-packed. I think those as, kind of cowboy-type books. But it is action-packed. I mean, things are always happening. And the other thing I usually don't like is it has humor mixed with tragedy. But for some reason, this works. I love this book. I've been limiting myself to 50 pages a day because it's one, I don't often get like this. I usually just want to finish a book when I start it. But I'm really enjoying the writing so much that I'm just enjoying the trip. And I'm going to be reading just 50 pages a day till I finish. It's like 600 pages. Now the question is, I have to ask, our other Canadian booktuber, Sean the Book Maniac, is threatening to read this book or planning to. And my question is, I wonder if he's going to like this. He either likes or seriously dislikes books. And I can't wait to hear what he says about this. Actually, as I said, I wouldn't have thought I liked it. I would like it, but I did a lot. Okay, so that's for the Giller Prize. The other big prize in Canada is the Governor General's Prize, and it has different categories, nonfiction, children, and all those, but I'm just going to talk about the fiction one. The winner, which I hadn't even heard of before, is The Red Word by Sarah Henstraw. Very interesting and maybe timely. It takes place on a college campus in the 1990s and deals with the new sex wars and the Me Too type thing and what they call the rape culture and feminism and all those things that young people are facing today, I'm sure. And it's quite graphic in parts, but for this old lady, it's very interesting. Those poor kids today, I don't know. Well, anyway, but a lot of it takes place in a fraternity house, and it's told through the eyes of a young woman who's visiting the fraternity house, and a lot of times you want to say, don't go there, this is not going to be a good night. But anyway, I haven't read it all, but I'm finding it very interesting, and as I said, timely even for today. Now, the one that I think probably some other people think should have won, especially Sean, the Book Maniac, is Women Talking, which was also on the short list. He gave this 5 stars, so I'm sure he would have chosen this. And I haven't read it yet, but I know it's really good. It's about a group of Mennonite women on a reservation, I believe in South America, that they realize they're being drugged and raped every night, and the thing what they go through to combat that. And it promises to be really good. And Sean's somebody, if he likes it, it's probably good. Okay, that kind of finishes up for the prize. I'm going to have to start reading on Steve's list, because I hope to come back and show you a lot of those. You want to see the pile of books I have from the library. You can check out up to 100. So every list that he comes out with, I try to get as many of those as I can, and I'll read as much as I can of it, or or skim it, or enough to talk about. So I'll be back tomorrow to start talking about those. And you need to look at today's. He put out the worst novels of 2018 list. It is a riot. Okay, so I'll be back with more later. Bye.